So everyone knows Minecraft is a very old game, and as you can see, I'm in the alpha version. This was made back in like 2009, 2010, around those times, and kids that were born back then are about to leave elementary school. It's crazy. But lately there's been one image that has been floating around for, I'd say, the past year, maybe more. And it's this right here. It's on your world icons if you don't have one yet. It's on server icons that aren't there yet. It's in resource pack icons. And it's been around for ages. And most of you guys probably know a YouTuber that goes by the name of SalC1 has been on the case. And he cracked the code. He found the seed. And so today we're going to load up that seed and take a look at the hill and see what we can build on it, pretty much, because I want to make it my goal to make a pretty nice looking house on the hill. It's probably one of the most famous hills in Minecraft, if I had to say so. So let's take a look at this thing. Now this is the seed right here that we're going to be using. This is the seed that they found when they cracked the code. I don't know how they did it, but they analyzed that image very closely. And these are the coordinates. So let's load it up. I'm at the spot. If I look over here, I believe this is the hill. I don't know the exact position, but it was something like this where it was taken. And man, this is a very old version. All the animals are bouncing around, very happy. I feel like everything was much more vibrant back then. All the animals are more happy. And I don't know, maybe it's just nostalgia kicking in, even though I never really played this version much, but I've seen the videos from way back in the day and memories. Let's go take a look at this thing. Now it's not no 1.13, so we can't swim hastily over there. We have to just bob our feet. Can't even look at my face. Can only look at my back. So here's the famous waterfall pouring down. And I didn't know this was here, but I guess we do now. It's like a little lake and the cows. I really want to get this cow sound back. I might load it up in a texture pack of mine. I want to see what's on top of this hill. It's pretty flat, which is going to be good for building. Easy to terraform a bit and flatten out. Have a lot of space to work with, so we can make a pretty decently sized house. The surrounding terrain though is very nice. Honestly, I wouldn't mind making a base in this like old type of terrain. Look at the gravel. I forgot that it had changed. I mean, alpha terrain was something else. Oh, we have a cave. Oh, and there's a mob spawner. The chests don't make sound. Well, that's enough exploring for us. Now let's go take a look at this world from a creative point of view and fly around and see how this thing looks. Now here we are in the current version of Minecraft 1.16, and of course everything looks vastly different. The textures have changed, and yeah, it's kind of amazing how different this all looks. It's the same world, same blocks, but it's completely different. Still got the waterfall, and of course the mountain's the same. Let me set it back to day, and the spawner should be here still. Yeah, and then we can see the zombies. The chests are the same. Now to get this world, I had to convert it through 2 different versions, which is kind of insane. So yeah, without further ado, I think we should just get right into this and see what we can build on this thing, see what we can do with the terrain. We have tons of new blocks that we can use at our disposal, and I think it's gonna turn out great. So let the time lapse commence. So here the build is the final product in all of its glory, and it turned out pretty great. I went for a lot of diagonals. That's kind of inspired by Pearlescent Moon's kind of style of building. And like she does a really good job at getting the shapes right and making them look awesome without having like a lot of detail. Because in this build there isn't a lot of detail, but it's all the textures and the shape that make it up. Now since the mountain is kind of covered in this build, I decided to keep the waterfall that was here. Now this is the exact block where it came from, and I just made like this aqueduct type of thing. I think normally aqueducts go to like wells or something, I don't know, but this one just goes into the ocean. I don't know, I wanted to keep the water in there because that's kind of a big part of the image. And also I kept it diagonal because I really wanted to get a lot of the shape in. Yeah, this is the house, and there's not a lot on the back. It's kind of bare. I put some trees back here and stuff, and a little garden, but I didn't want to go too overboard because I didn't really see what much I could put back here. Also, wouldn't really be shown from the front. Since I'm building a house on the PACK.png mountain, it's all about this front view right here. Because this was the original picture, so I wanted to kind of make something on that and from that view. And for the foundation, I have some andesite, polished andesite, the normal, and then it goes to stone, and I mix some coal in there too to kind of break it up a little bit so it doesn't look like it's part of a mountain really. And then over here this is just polished andesite and andesite. I'm gonna use lecterns for this balcony up here, and then this is just normal smooth stone. And then there's a few trees, and there's no interior, which is why I just kind of put lanterns where the windows go. You glow it up a bit. And also I wanted to keep to a kind of vanilla-ish style, so that's why I went with the oak wood for the main walls of the house. And then just to make the roof pop, I used the new wood along with the prismarine, the dark prismarine, and it turned out nice. It's kind of like a nice little gradient, mixes it up a bit, breaks it up. And then the towers, of course, are spruce and dark oak, the stripped versions. But then at the tops, it's the regular spruce wood planks. Now this tower has a little balcony that you can actually walk around fully, and there's no interior, just a dark pit. That looks scary. You know, everything but the towers is at a diagonal. Even the main part of the house is at a little bit of a diagonal. The roof was a little bit tricky, but once I mixed it in with the towers and everything, I think it turned out pretty nice. And then these parts here weren't too hard. I thought they were gonna be more difficult, but it turned out pretty easy once I got the hang of it. And yeah, we have some windows on the main building, and I did like a little design to go around the windows. And then we have our lanterns, of course, and they're also waving because BSL is amazing. And there's little gardens sprinkled around the sides, so there's one over here, and there's one around the back that you can't really see in the time-lapse or in the thumbnail. But it's here, it's the thought that counts. So I'm really happy with how this turned out, especially the diagonals and the shape of it. It turned out really great. I love the colors, and I love this little balcony too. At first it was squared off, but then I smoothed it out a bit, made it round so it looks better with the diagonal. I think my favorite part about this build though is the towers. It really makes up the build and adds that height to it. Is it really for a house on the mountain? I really wanted to add some height to it, add some variation to the heights too. Because we have like this lower little room up here, this is a bit higher, and this is of course the top one, and then the towers in the sky. Yeah, I think the varying heights turned out really great. And then of course we have the aqueducts. That's kind of made this simple pillar design to hold up and support the aqueducts. And the water in here is just half a block deep, nothing too crazy. I wanted to keep it really small, so then I wouldn't have to look too bulky. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I figured it would be a fun project to build something on the famous PACK.png mountain. So yeah, if you guys want to see more building content and tutorials, be sure to subscribe because I'm going to be uploading a lot of that. I already have a few on my channel. And if you have any suggestions for what I should build next, be sure to leave it in the comments. And also leave what you think about this build in the comments and if you enjoyed it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Be kind, be holy, and peace out.